Hey guys, Red here, and today I'm with the wonderful KittyMonk. Would you go ahead and introduce yourself for the people that may not know you?
Hi, my name is KittyMonk, and I am an alcoholic. Not anymore, though, because I am on medication. You can also call me Abby, which is three letters ABI. And I am a YouTuber, and I make video essays.
Fair enough. That's a great description. The alcoholic was new information, though. Although, with the videos I've seen, I can understand it. Went from one addiction to another. That was a terrible joke. I'm sorry.
I'm not an alcoholic. It's okay. I like to make that joke all the time. It's like I'm leaving college, and it's like the one thing I'm gonna miss, like when we have to do like icebreakers.
Yeah, like joking about being in AA.
Yeah, I'm not really. I just like to be like, "Hi, I'm an alcoholic." I hate
I
icebreakers in
understand the
college.
joke completely. You're good. Um, I just got a couple questions here for
Thank
you, and
you.
then we'll see we'll see what happens. My first question would basically be: do you have a favorite video or least favorite video that you've worked on?
Honestly, I hate to say this, I basically hate most of my videos. I didn't get it until I started doing videos. This is why, like, most animators hate the stuff they do. But I do have a couple favorites. Probably my main favorite, the one I made this year so far, is the one I did on Sideshow Bob. The second one, all time, is probably the one I did on Knockout from Transformers Prime, just because I really liked that video. It was really fun. I even got all the footage together when I was getting a tattoo, so that was pretty fun.
I honestly really do like those two videos of yours. I really do enjoy those.
Yeah, they're the ones I probably had the most fun working on because usually it'll be either I like writing it but not editing it, or vice versa. And I liked writing and editing both of those. Even though like Knockout had a couple problems with the editing stage, like it kept restarting and I had to like start over, so that really sucked.
Oh yeah, I feel that. I mean, I've been in a writer's block with writing videos, but I get what you're coming from.
So basically now because I'm a little bigger, there are times when I had to do videos like concerning that, like how next month is Mother's Day, so I have to do a video on Leanne, even if maybe I don't want to, or like 420 is coming up, so I had to do a video on Randy, and I could not write one to save my life.
Well, honestly, I was actually watching some South Park videos because you inspired me to watch them. Um, Actually, watching your videos is what got me into watching some episodes of South Park. And honestly, the video part about I'm not going to say I've watched all the episodes, but I've definitely watched all your South Park videos. And
Yeah, thanks. But I don't know, South Park's like 300 episodes. Like it's taking me years, and I still haven't watched all the episodes.
I also started with the Coon trilogy. Superheroes are my niche. I saw superheroes. I went. I'm gonna go with them. Um, I did of course
What
watch
is
the
the
Mysterio on video
hard about
first.
making a video about? I want to make one either about him or the coon. I just can't think of like a time to make it. It might be like one of those like lazy week type videos.
Hey, I'll watch it no matter what kind of video it is. Um,
Oh, thank you.
I mean, honestly though, I was watching that episode in the newer season about basically Stan's dad hired Tolkien's dad, and it was the whole episode about
Yeah.
finding out that Tolkien's name wasn't actually Tolkien; it was Tolkien, which
Like
is
they all say it wrong instead of just saying like Tolkien. It's like Tolkien.
right. Which he tried to pronounce himself, and it's like honestly, if he would just explain it was a mistake, he would have been fine. But he was so worried about being conceived as a racist.
Yeah, like I actually thought watching that episode maybe Tolkien didn't care that everybody got his name wrong. They just hated that they acted like and was being a huge racist because he got it
Oh,
wrong.
100%. I agree with that. And it's so funny to me because they're going so far out of the way to make sure
Like
they're
other
not racist
episodes,
in reality.
yeah, like people are like, no, it's not that deep. But like other episodes, like the one with Fatty Doodoo, it's like Token Black Productions. So
Oh yeah, but like, but if you noticed, whenever they actually after that episode, they went into all the subtitles of all the old episodes and changed everyone how they called him except for Stan and his family.
wait, Oh, I think you should explain something. So I usually watch South Park with the captions on. I've like never noticed.
Which is the best thing. I mean, the only things that don't have it changed is, of course, the video game, because how could they change it? There was a change I noticed watching some of your older videos and watching some of your newer stuff. I mean, your newer stuff's better.
What was the change?
Basically, for some reason, I noticed that in some of your older videos, it kind of sounds like you're further away from your mic and you're less enthusiastic. Meanwhile, with your new videos, you've gotten better at it.
Because like at first you kind of get like more nervous. Now it's kind of like I don't get as nervous, and plus like location wise, like the older ones I usually ended up recording it in a basement of my old house, but we moved. Or I recorded it in my dorm. That's why I'm recording this video. Now we moved to a little apartment, and I usually end up recording in the kitchen and editing it to sound a little better. No, like I've noticed it's like weird rewatching my old ones, being like, why did I sound like that? Like I get called names all the time in the comments. Like one dude was like, "You sound like a boy," or like, "You sound like you're on puberty blockers." I'm like, "Screw you." Yeah, that did it. I'm like, I try to sound more enthusiastic. It's like to me that you basically end up like zoning out sometimes when you like record. I'm like, wait, how far down am I? Oh, I'm almost done. Okay, that's good.
I understand it completely as a fellow content creator, not as big as you are, don't take it that way, but I get it.
No, you're cool. Well, it's like honestly, this is like a maybe like a gross fun fact. Sometimes like I would get like stomach cramps when I recorded. Like the first video I did on Cartman, I actually got like really bad cramps, but I didn't want to stop recording, so I had to lean over and talk into the mic like, Cartman, the Cartman. And I got over like 400,000 views, and it was one of my favorites.
Well, it's fair. I can understand it. I think I saw your post about this Friday you're coming out with a video, and I'm excited to see that one. Because I just watched your season 23 predictions, and I think you're going to review the season this Friday or something like that.
I was actually, okay, so last week I did record a script for season 26, which I actually really liked outside of the Chat GPT episode. But the problem was the audio got all scrambled for some reason. I don't know why it does that. So I have to re-record it this week and then do the video, which actually might work well because I got a lot of schoolwork this week. So
that's fair. But no, like I said, I just watched the reactions. I'm like, I wonder if she's gonna do. Talk about how the season was based on her predictions, and then you post about it on Twitter. I'm like, she read my mind.
Like seriously, like it's written. It's like maybe 20 minutes so far. Basically, I like this new season. The only problem I really had was Chat GPT. It just didn't really wow me. The rest of the episodes, though, I thought were pretty good. So it's basically going to be that. And then I might do like a little bit about what I think the Paramount Plus specials are going to be about.
Which, have you liked them so far?
Yeah, the Paramount Plus specials, not so much. Like, I wasn't a big fan of the streaming wars. I thought, okay, so I liked how Randy, they kind of admitted, like, yeah, we ran its course with integrity. But, like, in the newer seasons, he's still there, and they don't, like, say anything. They're not like, oh, yeah, he's only, like, Randy integrity half the year or something like that. Like, that's the only thing I wish they, like, did differently. Especially in the Japanese toilet episode. I loved that one.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about, and yeah, I agree with you. It's not really my thing, and it's kind of run its course for me, too. I will say that the post-COVID specials have been my favorite I've watched.
Yeah, those are probably my favorite overall, like the future ones. Like the first two I thought were like alright, but like they could have come out a little bit earlier. The future ones though were like really good. Especially like the second one actually came out on the day I had to go to my grandfather's funeral, so it actually helped to laugh a little bit.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I've been to a fair share of funerals myself. They say laughter is the best medicine for a reason.
Yeah, yeah, especially like mental health, depression. That's all I did. Like last October, like this terrible depression spell. I didn't post any videos. All I did was watch like Young Sheldon because I was like I wanted to laugh so bad.
To be fair, Young Sheldon has its merits. It's mostly Georgie.
Yeah, I actually love that show. Yeah, not Georgie. I don't like Georgie. Maybe like I like the mom and the dad. Sheldon, though, he's alright.
I don't
Or the
mind
grandma,
mom and dad.
grandma.
I like Georgie, but I like Georgie in the newer seasons than the older seasons. Him becoming a
And he
parent.
dates Courtney from Dead End.
Huh?
Oh, sorry, I said he dated Courtney from Dead End.
Not even mentioned, that's Hannah Montana's best friend.
Wait, I never watched Hannah Montana, that's why.
Oh, you want to know another trivia fact that I know about that actress?
Hey, what?
Did you ever play Kingdom Hearts?
I've never played Kingdom Hearts. I honestly was not that big into Disney outside of, like, the movies as a kid.
Oh, that's fair. Basically, the actor who plays the main character, his real-life sister is that actress.
Oh, that's cool!
Right! Oh, it's really, really neat. I mean, if you really look into it, some of the actors you're kind of looking at going, oh! Well, out of curiosity, as a fellow content creator, was there any idea or topic that you just got bored with and just decided to ditch midway through production of it?
No, only because, like, it's a little, like, harsh. Usually for me, though, I'll have to think a couple weeks in advance. There are a couple shows I thought about reviewing, which I'm actually making a list for next week, the top 10 shows I never review. I think there's, like, a bunch.
You mentioned other content creators. Is there any other content creators that you watch and you look up to?
So the biggest for me is probably Shady Durags, because he got me into King of the Hill and Johnny Tucello's.
Both great creators that I personally really enjoy, which I'm really looking. Was there ever a video that got way more hate than you expected it to?
Honestly, maybe maybe the Justin Roiland video when I did Rick and Morty, got like a lot of hate. Which I get it, maybe because like I was trying to more say like the controversies that went along with that versus like, oh, we should still kill him because he might be guilty. I don't know.
Yeah, and then just to pan out that he supposedly didn't do anything.
Yeah, because even like people are like, well, everybody ignored like, oh, maybe it's Photoshop. I'm like, maybe you can do that for one person, but a bunch of people came forward.
And that's it. It becomes a tricky thing to look at and talk about because none of us fans were really there.
Yeah.
But
like, honestly, I know they're like, oh, well, the rumor's around for years, but he still kind of inspired me.
yeah, and that's gotta suck. I mean, it's gotta hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, that's completely understandable.
Like, I didn't watch Rick and Morty forever after.
Oh, yeah. When it first started airing, I was watching it.
Honestly, I started watching, this is a funny story, I started watching the Rick Potion 9 episode, like, the week it came out, and I got up to the part where they, like, escaped the gym, and I'm like, the show's stupid, so I stopped watching it, and I didn't return to it for, like, 3 or 4 years until my friends told me I should start watching it, and then I was like, oh, crap, why did I stop watching it?
I will say that the fan reaction to that show has not been the greatest.
Yeah.
But there's going to be bad fans.
It was, like, actually really good. Like,
oh, yeah. There are certain episodes that are beyond good. I mean, any episodes with the Citadel, in my opinion.
Even if, like, I felt like maybe they could have kept the Mortys alive, but
I saw a video about that. I think I saw your video about
stupid, that. Like, oh, yeah, the Mortys just came forward, they all died.
Yeah, it was a little bit weird and kind of...
Jerry, I think.
Yeah, it was kind of trying to put a bow on. That's what it was. It was your Jerry episode.
Oh, yeah, that one actually got, like, a lot of hate. Like, I think that's probably the reason why I can't review any more Rick and Morty, because everybody hated that video, which I get. I was trying to be funny, but it didn't work.
It is a tough topic to talk about. I mean, certain characters are designed to be just crapped on. I mean, like you mentioned in the video. Yeah. Which, poor Butters. You named Butters one of the people that is meant to be crapped on, and you're right, but, like, Butters does nothing wrong.
Well, I mean, he is from Hawaii.
Okay, and Ike's from Canada.
Yeah, and he's gonna grow up to wear glasses and celebrate Boxing Day.
Right? Oh, it's great.
That's probably my favorite part.
I'm sorry, I don't speak Canadian.
You, yeah, he's talking freaking normal. Like, that was probably my favorite part of the future specials. Like, I thought that, like, I was like, where the heck is Butters and Ike? And I was like, yay, they're back.
Being the fact that I can talk to somebody about this, I did not like the Amazon joke. The Alexis joke, I think, went far too long.
Oh my god, I hated that joke. Like, it felt like, okay, I actually hated part two more than part one, because part two,
Right?
it felt like one part, yeah, like the aluminum foil joke. Like, oh, we can't get any aluminum foil, but like, somehow Cartman gets it.
Yeah.
And then, like, I don't know, like, the jokes go on too long. Like, it felt like maybe the second part of a special, and then, like, they should have, like, a third part, like, later on, but they couldn't do a third part, so they just, like, combined them.
It's possible. I think the Alexis joke went far too long. The flippin'.
Like,
I will say, my favorite joke with that was the finding out what the Foundation Against Time Travel meant. And he just
like, the Alexa joke. Another thing, I thought originally it was going to be something like Alexa's perfectly normal, but Stan was such like an a-hole in the future that he like corrupted the Alexa.
Once or like twice it was funny, and then they just kept kicking a dead horse. But like, I love the joke of Cartman finding out that the Foundation Against Time Travel stood for fat, and his just reaction of, "Gosh darn it!"
Another thing though I didn't really like was the voices, because it really felt like everybody was just like, I know South Park is only really voiced by two guys and like one woman, but like you really felt it there. Like everybody sounded the exact same, except for like little tiny inflections.
I can agree with that. It took me a while to get used to the voices, and I still wasn't used to it by the end. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, like I kept picturing them as kids.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Agreed. But you're going to, and that bit about Cartman killing his family. I mean, like, I get it, and I get where they were going, but like, it went on too long as well.
Like, Dad, I don't want to live in a world if Uncle Kyle's gonna be there.
Right. Like, it's like, whoa. And not to mention the Uncle Kyle bit was just, to me, it was getting annoying. Because it's like, yeah, F Uncle Kyle. Like, whoa, we didn't teach him to do this. It's like, either he's bad or he's good. We don't know.
I think the one part that we're at the table and they all say it, and the little Cartman kid is like, I'm sorry, Mom, it's just Uncle Kyle. That's like the only time I found it funny.
Oh, yeah, I got a chuckle out of that one, too, but like, they were pushing it. But I did like the Butters reveal.
Yeah, that one was cool.
He went full evil, well, quote-unquote evil villain. He went full chaos.
That made me wonder about, like, Kenny. Did Kenny, like, just take him out to do stuff that way? Or was Kenny the one who put him in there? Probably not, but...
Probably not. I mean, maybe. But I love that every time Kenny was trying to talk to the person interviewing him, he would just be cut off every time.
I like the... No, it's like, doesn't it fit in with the joke wherever we see Kenny without, like, the hood? He just doesn't talk. Or, they cover his mouth somehow, so he talks that way.
Yeah, that's what they were going for, and that's why I liked it, because they were just continuing it. But
he's probably my least favorite of the boys, but he has his moment.
I rather really like Kenny, but that's because of the Mysterion bit. If it wasn't for the Mysterion bit, I don't know if I'd like him as much.
Yeah.
And that's just because I'm a superhero nerd. So, like, and okay, you've seen the Coon trilogy, right?
Yeah.
Turn at the way end that Cranberry Crunch was actually important all along. It's like, oh boy, okay. Out of curiosity, was it a steady thing for you to blow up in subscribers, or was that like a sudden thing that just happened one morning?
It just suddenly happened. Like, honestly, the one that probably everybody knows me about, the disability one, that was a project for school, and I thought nobody was going to watch it. Because we had to do, like, a topic we covered during the course, so I figured rep and disability would be pretty good, because South Park has, like, really good rep. So I did that, and the professor actually liked it, so I uploaded it, and then it got, like, not that many views, and suddenly it, like, spiked.
Honestly, I rather liked it.
I think it's, like, different from what I would do now, but it's still pretty fun. Like, she liked it.
Oh yeah, who we are in our normal lives and who we are as YouTuber personas are different, and they kind of have to be, because if
Yeah.
they're the same, that can cause issues.
Yeah. Honestly, though, like I've had dreams where I was Kitty, or I've had to do YouTube. Like I had one dream the other night where I had to rank the season 6 Rick and Morty episodes for like a list. Or like I was saying hi to people and they're like, "Oh, hi, Kitty." Like that's not my name.
Well, speaking of KittyMonk, why? What was the thought process behind KittyMonk and why?
Okay, it started off as a mean nickname because I have a relative who I don't talk to anymore. I used to, well, sometimes I do, wear like conservative all black. Not because like, oh, my husband can look at me like that. I just like wearing that. So one day after he was being like a bully to me, he called me a Franciscan monk because I wore like this all black dress from H&M. So when I became a YouTuber, I wanted to somehow incorporate that, and I became KittyMonk because he called me a monk, and Kitty because another relative I don't speak to called me Kitty, like Kitty Kid. I thought he meant like kitty cat, so I was like, okay, now I'm KittyMonk.
So you took the insults and used a name out of it.
Yeah,
Fair enough. Hey, nothing wrong with taking hatred and flipping it on its head.
yeah, that's what South Park does.
Yeah, exactly. And well, you've been, how long have you been doing YouTube?
Really? Okay, so I tried doing it when I was like in middle school, maybe since like is KittyMonk since like August of 2020.
Okay, so almost 3 years, which, being the fact that I've been doing this
Yeah.
for almost 8. Mm, oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've been on like YouTube for like maybe longer than that. Since the beginning, I just didn't have like.
No worries. The reason I ask is how do you do it on a weekly basis? How do you deal with the burnout of it? How do you deal with not becoming burnout?
So basically, I have to write a script by Saturday or Sunday. Then I record that. Then the day after, I start editing the footage down. Like the audio is probably the worst part. I freaking hate it. And then on like Tuesday, I chop out the breathing. Then like today, like later today, I have to put like the avatars and the clips down. And then Thursday, I upload the whole video, music, all that stuff, and then it comes out then. Also, another thing I've done is I've implemented the every other week. Okay, so basically, I started doing disenchantment, and after like, and every video was disenchantment. So like after 6 months, I started running out of stuff to say because it's not really a lore heavy show, and people were starting to leave. So I did one video about the Owl House, sort of as a gamble, and people liked that. So I would do every other week, talk about something different. Like this week has to be the Owl House. The next week I talk about something else, and I do that now with South Park. Like I post a safety video for South Park, and then I talk about something else I might like. Like I know not that many people watch, say, Sideshow Bob, so I might cover like a main character from South Park in that case to sort of make up for it.
I can understand that. I got you. That would help. Not that would help with the burnout.
Like I usually end up working in some way, shape, or form most days. If not, then like usually checking stuff. Like I think the only day I never worked was when I went to the VMAs because they take your phone, so I couldn't like do anything.
Well, that would definitely stop you from doing anything.
They put your phone in a little wallet, and you can't take it until the end of the show. If you like are in the pit like I was.
Is that a music thing then, or is that?
Yeah, the Video Music Awards because they had it in Prudential Center, and I won tickets, so I went there. So basically, what happens is you have to sit outside for like an hour or two before the show starts without your phone. So basically, I had to just like sit there and do nothing, and then they load you in. You gotta wait another hour, and then the show starts, and then 2-3 hours later, the show's done. You go home.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was like torture. It was
Yeah, yeah.
fun,
It sounds
though.
like it.
Like I was so freaking bored.
I get that.
Like if they see you with a phone, they will kick you out.
I mean, I can understand
you
not
hit a
trying
phone?
to. I can understand them not trying to make sure nothing gets let out without being them letting it out. But like that's ridiculous. But I get it.
Yeah, like I thought they weren't gonna like. I don't know. Cause usually I've been to taping, they let you use your phone until you go in there, but they make you sit out there for like 2 hours with no phone, and I didn't know that, so I just had to like sit there and zone out.
Hey, it helps. I mean, so that'd be bored. So I mean,
I can see the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Nicki Minaj. That was pretty good.
hey, I mean, you can say you've done that. Who can actually say they've done that? Well, with writing every week, how do you deal with writer's block?
Honestly, like music, or I try to get in the zone. Like how if it depends. Like if I know like I really like an episode, I'll talk about the full episode because that'll make the video longer. If I don't like it, or I try to like listen to music to get me in the mood. Like I listen to a lot of South Park songs if I'm watching a South Park video, or like Simpson songs. Broadway probably helps.
What's your favorite Broadway production?
Beetlejuice, Hadestown, Mean Girls, Heathers. There's like a bunch of probably.
I mean, absolutely, because you just named some of my favorites. Hadestown is.
Which ones are your favorites?
You know, I have you added on Pokemon Go, and we're doing this, and I'm staying focused, and I just noticed you sent me a gift. No, you're fine. I get it.
Your gift. It's just like I have.
I'll work on it. I'll send you back later. Oh, I've been sending you back gifts, so why not? I'll just do it after this, because I don't want this to crap out because of Wi-Fi. No, Hades sounds definitely up there for me. Heather's is also really up there. I will say I like the musical over the movie.
Yeah, me too. Like the movie just felt like really boring. Like I kind of felt the same way about the Beetlejuice movie. Like it felt like there really was no reason for her to act like grumpy besides she was like a teen.
Well, okay, so I have a trivia fact about the JD who plays in the original Heather production. The actor who was the original JD for Heathers. Did you ever watch the show Liv and Maddie?
I've heard of it.
He plays Maddie's boyfriend in the show.
Oh, it's cool. Did you know? Also, like to add on to your theory, the original Heather Chandler plays one of the moms in Molly McGee.
I did not know that. That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
I
never really watched that many Disney sitcoms.
It's fair. I mean, I grew up with a little sister, so I was kind of subjected to it.
All my cousins watched it except for me, so I was like, what is High School Musical?
To be fair, I never got into that one.
Yeah, like, I only watched it because there was that South Park episode, and they're like, he's basically making fun of Zac Efron in the movies. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and for some of those South Park jokes, you have to know the stuff they're making fun of to understand it.
At the same time, it also educates you a little bit. Like, I knew nothing about the recession, and I watched that one episode, and I was like, okay, this is what happened. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, speaking of Owl House, have you caught all the way up?
Yes, I watched all the episodes. I watched the finale the day it aired. I just probably won't be reviewing it because it doesn't get as many views anymore. Like, I tried making another video on Lilith, and then only got like 30,000 views, so I thought that was like time to call it quits.
Hey man, I'm just saying, if I ever got 30,000 views, I mean, I'd just be over the moon. But you know, you can see the views I have.
Like back then, for me, when I first started doing the Owl House, and I got like 30,000, that'd be like really good. Nowadays, that's like not even half a video. Like this Angel Bot video, which is probably one of my worst recently, next to the SpongeBob autism video. That one only had like twice that, and that's like bad for me now.
Fair enough. Well, what do you think of the finale? Since you're not going to review it on yours, would you mind?
Okay. Honestly, I think it was pretty good. Like, there's some stuff I feel like they should have touched on, but like they closed out all the like pop points, so I was pretty good. I was glad about that. I figured it was going to be like Gravity Falls. It's wrapped up, but there's still some stuff you wish they focused on.
I feel like that's going to be almost any show.
Isn't that all? Yeah, maybe most. Like, there was some stuff I really feel like they should have that they never did. Like, I really wish the whole promise thing with Luce and her mom, they, like, reconciled that. Because it felt like, really, like, they could have made the point Luce was panicking over nothing, and yet it's just, like, she shows up, and they're like, oh, okay, that's fine.
I didn't expect them to kill her off, though. You know, for 5 minutes.
No, I kind of figured they would, because, like, they didn't say Aunt. Yeah, like, everybody's like, oh, it was so sad. I'm like, she's coming back in, like, 2 minutes.
I expected them to bring her back like once they killed her off, but it's like I didn't expect them to kill her off. I will say that her new like witch form is like the coolest thing.
Yeah, I like the hair. I thought they were gonna kill off King though, and then like from him, there's like a new Boiling Isles or something.
Hey man, that thing was. I mean, it is a little bit sad that they went from a 20 episode countdown to three specials.
Yeah, because like I kind of get hints of what they were gonna like talk about.
I mean, as much as everyone else is complaining that they put it on YouTube, I think it's wonderful they put it on YouTube.
I do, but I also kind of get now they're doing it to stop people from talking about it. Like Awestruck Box, he spent like a week trying to make a video on the finale, and like because of the bots, because it's uploaded on YouTube now, they think he's stealing, so he can't upload it. And like he uploaded it successfully, and then they took it down.
I hadn't thought of it like that. Kind of
happened to me with Starscream from Transformers. Because that actually happened to me with Starscream from Transformers, because I found out they put like most of the Transformers Prime episodes on YouTube, and then I made the second video about Starscream, and then that one got copyright claimed because like it had all the episodes and they thought I was stealing from them. I'm like, no, I'm not stealing from you.
Doesn't it ever get to you that you could one day just lose everything?
Yeah, honestly, that's like one of my biggest fears. Like, I have a lot of fears. That's one of my biggest. Or like, because that happened recently. One of my videos got limited ads. It was the one on the Marsh Family men. But then I like put it on YouTube, on Twitter, and they're like, okay, it was just a misunderstanding. So that's like kind of one of my biggest fears. I'll be like SML.
That's understandable. I mean, and that is the quote unquote fun thing about YouTube. It's all up in the air. I mean, it could go down one day, and we would just be screwed.
Yeah, like it's my other fear. Like there'll be another radpocalypse or stuff like that.
Which, I mean, I don't. I'm not trying to encourage your fears. I promise. It could happen.
No, it's okay. No, I know. Like it happened. They killed Love and Boots. I loved that show.
I mean, I'm actually, truth be told, I just ran out of all the questions I had, which is fine because I'm just enjoying talking to you.
Yeah, you're pretty fun too.
You don't have to lie. It's okay.
I'm not lying. It's like I'm like scared of everything. So feel like this, like I'm seeming normal, but sometimes inside I'll be like, like. Remember that SpongeBob episode where Squidward's like, SpongeBob, you're scared of everything? Like, Squidward, I ripped off the mattress. Squidward, I've gone blind. Like, that was me.
If you don't mind talking about it, what are you all afraid of?
Oh, no, I love talking about it. Honestly, like, everything and anything. Like, stuff I don't understand. Like, honestly, okay, so I'm making the top 10 list video right now, and one of those topics is Pokemon, and right now I'm really scared that section is going to get claimed by somebody because of how Nintendo works.
It's not technically Nintendo, it's somebody else that works like with best friends with Nintendo. That's the reason that Pokemon...
Yeah, I'm also scared of them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you use images and not actually like clips, you should be okay.
Yeah, like that whole section is probably just gonna be like, oh, I want to talk about Dawn, so it's just gonna be like a photo of Dawn, or like, oh, I want to talk about like Maylene, photo of Maylene. Like, honestly, that's another show I wish I could talk about, but I probably never will because I know it's gonna get copyright claimed, so I can't.
Understandable, and especially being that this is your lifestyle, not wanting everything to go down the drain, it's not a terrible reason not to want to do stuff.
Like now, people are like, you can review anything. No, I can't. I gotta think about what people are actually gonna watch versus like what I get to talk about or like stuff like that or.
It is the double-edged sword of having that many subscribers. Been afraid of everything all your life, or is this a new thing?
No, like all my life. It's just like now, I like talking about it more because like it helps. Like when I did the whole campaign on PMDD.
Well, I really appreciate you agreeing to be on. I mean, it takes a lot, and I hadn't really thought about it. Well, is there any South Park episode that you absolutely any episode of any cartoon that you absolutely outright hate?
I don't know. like outright hate. It's more like now I kind of see the problems with it, and I feel like it could be more. Like Fairly Odd Parents, there's like those 2 episodes, though It's a Wishful Life episode, which Beavis and Butthead did so much better, or the one with like Chloe, because I feel like it breaks most of their rules. South Park, though, it's not like I don't hate some of the episodes. I just either find them too boring, or I just don't like have anything to talk about. Like the Yelper episode, oh my god, that one makes me like almost bored.
Don't think I've gotten into that one, but that's okay.
It's like one episode where they make fun of like Yelp reviewers. Like if you're not like kissing my butt, I'm gonna leave a bad Yelp review. So then Cartman becomes one of those people, and they make fun of like that fuels my like paranoia when I go out to eat. Like, oh my god, did he like do anything to the food?
Oh, okay, I can understand it. I see where you're coming from with that.
Like I skip that episode every time.
I will.
I'll be like, nope.
I will say I will compliment South Park that certain episodes of theirs are very experimental.
Yeah.
Like the World of Warcraft episodes, half in World of Warcraft.
Yeah, like honestly, one of my friends is really big in that show, in that game. He says like the episode's nothing like the game, at least for him, but he likes the episode still. And like he'll quote it like, "Can you kill that which has no life?"
I mean, it's not like the video game. You're absolutely right. It's kind of making fun of the video game, but also the people from the video games helping them.
Minecraft, it's like one of the newer seasons because they make fun of like ID channel, which I like that channel, so I loved that episode, and Minecraft. But like, you know, like some stuff, it's like they get it right and they also get it wrong. So.
I can understand that. I mean, they have from my understanding, they have a week turnaround with their episodes too. So it's like, yeah, I can understand some episodes not being great.
Yeah, like they even said certain episodes they don't finish till the day it comes out. Like I think Margaritaville was one of those. Like they hated it because they didn't finish it till like the night or the day of.
Oh, I mean, yeah, and that's like, I mean, good for you to have that fast turnaround. I personally couldn't do that.
Like, now I kind of get Trey Parker because he says in interviews he hates most of the earlier episodes. And, like, when they were doing Human Centipede, he's like, I hate this episode. It's like if I had just another week with it, and I get that with my videos.
Oh, 100%.
Because there'll be times when I'll be, like, editing, and I'll be like, oh, I wish I talked about this, or oh, I got that point wrong, and I can't go back and do it because it's almost done.
And of course, if you just edit out what you're talking about, people are going to ask you about it anyways in the comments.
Or, like, you can try editing out and it won't make any sense.
Exactly, and you got to be careful with editing because it's got to flow correctly or else it's just going to be completely jarring.
Yeah. Like, that actually happened to me with the disability episode. I had, like, a whole section on PC Principal and Jimmy, and I cut it because, like, my teacher wasn't really going for it, which I kind of get because I didn't really explain the episode that well. And everybody's like, why didn't you talk about this one episode? I'm like, because I had to cut it.
And honestly, PC Principal is one of the ones that's like, okay. Okay. I see where you're going with this character. I just don't know if I am on board or not. We'll get there.
Yeah, like the one with Heather Swanson. I thought it was cool. I just wish they kind of, like, explained it a little better.
YouTube takes up a week of your time and all the time. Do you have any hobbies, what you do outside of YouTube?
Does school or watching videos on YouTube count?
Fair enough. I mean, hey, it counts for me. I mean...
Playing, like, Pokemon Go.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Like, I don't know, one of the YouTubers I watched, Shady Do-Rags, we talked about him before, but he was like, does YouTube count as a hobby? It's hobbying for my craft. Like, that's me now.
Oh yeah, I mean it quickly. I mean it is hard to enjoy stuff when you're reviewing it all the time because your brain will just automatically kick in that mode, even when you're trying to relax.
Yes. Like I can't. Like the old Futurama episodes, like the one they made fun of, like the Obama haters or stuff like that. I can't enjoy it anymore because I'll just be like critiquing it the whole time. I'm like, South Park would never do this.
I mean, you are talking about two different beasts there, and I mean. That'd be what, the third continuation of them, and that majority of those episodes are hit or miss, and it's mostly miss.
Yeah.
I will say the last episode of Futurama is probably one of my favorites.
Yeah, that one I thought was really good. I also like the one before that with like Zoidberg. I know she's probably not going to come back in the new seasons, but it was still like a nice ending.
Oh yeah, agreed. I mean, worst
Yeah.
case scenario, you could just cover your next Valentine's Day. You just talk about your 10 ships in your favorite shows.
Oh, that's actually a good idea. I need like an idea for then. I've tried talking about ships though. The next one I'll probably talk about if I do is Wendy and Stan because I get like comments about that. So I might either do like I like the shipping idea you gave. I have two others I was going to talk about maybe. One about Tweak and Craig, or maybe one about like Stan and Wendy.
Tweak and Craig, I get. Stan and Wendy, ew. Fandom's necessity to ship like family with each other is just.
I wanted to do a video on Stolas and his daughter because of that theory forever. Because people will be like, "Why do you keep making jokes about that?" Because like I might, but nobody watches the Hell of Us videos. So it's like I can't, because it's like so freaking gross.
I mean, yeah, I can understand it too. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a resurge in. I don't know if you noticed on Twitter. I mean, maybe it's just who I follow, but there was a resurge in the Ben 10 fandom, and it's like talking about the original series, which is the majority of what they were talking about. Nowadays, I don't even think the video would get very many views.
Yeah, like I feel like maybe a nostalgia critic could do like one video on that, or maybe even Mr. Enter, but like I don't think I could, or like even like Johnny Cellos or Shady Do Rags could get away with that.
Oh, definitely. I'm trying to think of his name now, but he's a reviewer, but he just reviews whatever he wants to, and it's Jordan Fringe, which is a good one too. Before we end off, because I'm out of questions and I'm struggling to make up any, um, and it's already been an hour of your time, so I really don't want to take any more.
It's okay.
Um,
If you're gonna be in person, I'm gonna be at a few cons this year for like presenting panels.
Actually, go ahead and mention those, and I'll go ahead and link them down in the description. That way, if people are able to come in person, they can come see you.
Posted pic on Instagram, but the first one I'm gonna be at next month is PoochieCon, and I had like panels all day for that one. Then Daikikdom Con, then Kineticon, and Playlist Live. But for like right now, but I've applied to a couple others, so that might.
That is absolutely wonderful. Um, and where can people find?
Also, MonkeyCon, I can't forget that one.
Okay, like I said, I'm gonna try to look up.
MonkeyCon, it's like a smaller one.
Okay, do you follow you on Instagram? So I'm gonna go ahead and take screenshots and put them in descriptions, and possibly put them on screen so people can see what you'll be going to and different stuff like that. Um,
Yeah.
where else can people find you besides in person? Where can people find you online?
I am usually most active on Twitter. Sometimes I go on Instagram, but if you have like requests or stuff, I definitely go to Twitter. And YouTube, mostly just those two, or you can just Discord me. But if
Anything you wanted to end on?
not really, I guess.
All right, thank you so much for your time. Like I said, it's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you and pick your brain about what we've talked about. Please have a wonderful day.
Thank you. I liked being here. It was fun.
All right, you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.